Hi guys, welcome to the Footie Weekly Show. I'm Gorsi.
And I'm Sonia Randev.
And today we've got two highly esteemed guests. We've got MC Bushkin on the left.
I just touched your lap.
Oi, what's happening here, mate? I didn't sign up for this.
And we've got
Mr. Leon Mann. The very inspirational Leon Mann does a hell of a lot to promote diversity across all sectors in the industry.
Very
take
kind,
my hat off to you. Obviously take my hat off to you as well. Absolute legend.
Now, MC Bushkin, you're a legend in the music world, in the UK garage scene.
Wow.
He's trying to be humble
If you say so.
Co-founding member of the Heartless Crew.
Yes, yeah. I found the Heartless Crew, way back in the early 90s. And yeah, hey.
And how did that come about?
You know what, it was kind of bit smart on my behalf. I mean, there was a guy, DJ Footie in my school, he was like the musician, like he was just amazing at music. This sick, absolutely totally sick. And then there was another guy who was in my actual class, David Ogwan, who was just like a brain box. And I thought if I pull these two together with myself in the middle as a kind of vibes, man, we've got something great. And yeah.
And am I right in saying, Leon, you went to the same school as one of the members of
Yeah, that's
Heartless
right.
Crew?
I went to school with
Did you
Mighty
know
Mo.
I didn't know, didn't I? I only found out here. We just met, small world, yeah.
It's a very small world. See, all down to me, the universe.
The universities, yes.
Powers of attraction, but yeah. I mean, I went to school with Mighty Mo. He was always mad about his music.
We should have got Marty Mo on there.
It's an interesting one. I never really heard him MC around the school. He was just like a music man. He was really doing the MCing thing until we went to college, sitting in Islington. We went to the same college. And that's when I used to see my man come down. He's telling me he went to Southgate College, which is just up the road. I'm a North Londoner as well, so we kind of know so many of the same people. We've just been having a little chat off camera and know so many of the same people. All good people doing really good things as well.
That's so cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a very, very small world. Just going to touch base, obviously, quickly
Yes.
on the games that have taken place this weekend. We're going to start with Liverpool, because you're a Liverpool
Excellent.
supporter,
Oi.
obviously.
Yes, mate, we're up right now, man.
So you beat West Ham 4-1. You went into second place.
Yes,
Only lasted for about 24 hours.
Quick second. But don't worry, second's coming back, and we even got the whole title in our sights.
Really? That's a bit ambitious, mate.
Hang
That's
on.
a bit
Next season.
ambitious.
Next season, I'm going to say, not this season, mate.
Next season, we're on it, man. But yeah, man, second, we're still gonna take second.
How impressed are you with Mo Salah?
He's hectic, man. He's firing for us. I mean, both him and Mann are this cold, basically. You know, it's even like who's not getting mentioned, the young guy at the back, Roberts, the young guy.
Left back.
He's cold. You know what I'm saying? He's coming right now, it's cold, man. But yeah, Salah firing, man.
Are you surprised how well they're doing considering they lost Coutinho and how well Mo Salah's doing this season? 23 goals in the Premier League already.
Listen, I mean, Mo Salah has been a revelation. I think those who watch Roma in Serie A will know how good a player he is. Another Chelsea reject, interestingly, is doing quite well down in Manchester City. So Mourinho's got something wrong there, clearly, hasn't he? Because Kevin De Bruyne is doing fantastic. It's pretty much between them two for Player of the Year this year, when you think they're Chelsea rejects. But looking at Liverpool losing Coutinho, we know about the problems in central defence. I'm not sure why they haven't played Joe Gomez, the young lad, more in central defence. He's a very talented player. Man of the match for England, in his full debut, which is ridiculous. So clearly he's got a bright future. No, man, Liverpool have been doing great things. I mean, Salah, Mane, Firmino. Jeez, that's
saying we've got the top.
Some strike force there.
But massively, yeah.
They're saying we've got the top three strike force now, really.
That's what I think it's going to come down to. I think even with second place, it will be between Tottenham, Liverpool, United. That's what I think.
We had a good game against Tottenham though as well, didn't we?
Yeah, no, it was an amazing game.
Tottenham skanked us, but we won't go there just yet.
I mean, when you look at possession, you might say Liverpool skanked Tottenham, but
no,
it's not about possession; it's about goals. 2-2. So it was an amazing game.
Even a little dive and stuff like that.
I know where that's coming from. I think I'm going to keep my mouth firmly shut on that one.
It's about to go off. All right.
Can we all agree it's Man City's to lose now.
It is, yeah,
Isn't it?
absolutely, yeah. I
How many
think
points are they
we're
ahead?
about
10, 11 points
14,
ahead?
15 points. No, you're 14, 15 points behind them. We're about 13. Yeah,
Yes, not.
yeah.
I mean,
It's theirs to lose.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say the Premier League title
It's wrapped up.
It's
done.
wrapped
Yeah, it's wrapped up.
Yeah, it's
It's
done.
wrapped up a little while. That's been wrapped up for a little while.
It's done.
But it's still
The
interesting.
fight for second.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the
Yes,
fight for
it's gonna be a
second.
good
It's
little
a fight
scrap.
it's a fight to be in the top 4.
Yeah.
Because when you think, Chelsea are 5th at the moment, and that they're 2 points behind Tottenham. So that's going to go right to the wire.
And you're 2 points behind us. Yeah, it's very, it's really close.
It's jam packed. It's literally jam packed.
Meanwhile, Arsenal, your team,
Oh, that's
I was about to say that.
10 points behind Tottenham at the moment.
You're drifting now, man.
Well, it's the same old story, isn't it, with Wenger and a lot of people asking to move on now.
Same
But
old
it's just the
story.
same story. It's the same, it's men against boys when I watch them now.
Oh
And
man.
it's disappointing to see, but
Look, for me, I was at the Carabao Cup final yesterday, and just
What was
could
the
not
atmosphere
believe.
like?
I'm not a big fan of Wembley. I'm going to be totally honest. I'm not a big fan of Wembley. I think it's a huge stadium that's quite difficult to generate a proper atmosphere.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that as a Tottenham fan who's going there every other week.
Yeah.
So I'm going there, watch a lot of games. It's freezing cold, that stadium. So I haven't appreciated that over the winter months. It's hard to get an atmosphere there. But watching Arsenal in that second half in particular yesterday, oh my gosh. They were just not at it. And when you assess the first goal, the level of poor defending on the first goal, I grew up watching great Arsenal teams. I hated being a Tottenham fan as a young man in North London, because where I used to live, Green Lanes, Haringey, you would be able to hear the goals from the old stadium.
Yeah. I had that exact same thing.
Do you know what I mean? When they scored, you could hear that, and they were bragging all the day. The whole heap of amazing black players. That's the thing I used to get. Yeah, Leon, why do you support Tottenham? Yeah, because I'm just down the road. I was training there at the time. They're like, yeah, but you don't have no black players. Talk about. I thought Vinny Samways was a black player. Anyone Google that if you don't know who Vinny Samways is. I used to think Vinny Samways when we had Clive Wilson. But when you think about Arsenal, you had
Michael
Rocky
Thomas,
Rosenthal, Michael Thomas, Paul Davis, Ian Wright, and then they brought Thierry Henry and Vieira, Colo Torre. I mean, the list went on
That's
and on.
what I think they're massively missing. They do not have a proper leader on the team. Someone that's really going to kind of push them forward and guide them. Like Vieira was so good at that.
I mean, for me, Jack Wilshere is a leader, but he can't do it by himself.
guys around him,
absolutely.
He's turned it round from not being able to get in the Bournemouth team to now being on top draw. He's going to be good for England at the World Cup, given the chance.
Definitely. I totally agree with
I
that.
thought Wenger a while ago sort of saw the Barcelona template of playing football, that tiki-taka, whatever they call it, and tried implementing that at Arsenal, but it just hasn't worked out for him.
Well, I mean, for me, I think the rest of the league caught up with Arsene Wenger. When Arsene Wenger came to the Premier League, he was pulling players out of France and Spain and all sorts of places. And where was everyone else recruiting? From the Championship as it is now, Division 1 as it was back then. Yeah. So now when everyone else is doing I'll take a player from Serbia, I'll take a player, then everyone's caught up. He hasn't moved with the times.
Yeah,
what
he
is
hasn't.
he
That's exactly
meant to
what
be ahead
it is,
of? That's where I believe things have gone wrong at Arsenal for the last 10 years. People look at the stadium and say they ain't been able to spend the money. Right, agreed. That's definitely a valid point. But actually, everyone else is caught up in terms of their recruitment. Watford now will be recruiting from all over the world some of the best young players. That's what Arsenal were doing initially. Vieira, when he came here, there was no Google, but everyone would have been on Google back then. Even Thierry Henry, I remember, I watch a bit of Serie A, but
that's
all right, I've heard of him. This a decent winger, French winger. And he's moved him from wing, put him in the number 9 position, and the rest is history. I mean, that was a problem having Thierry Henry playing for Arsenal. That was just a proper problem.
That's a very valid point.
I'll put it to you guys. If you were in the Arsenal management, what would you do now? If you were, say, you've got your Arsenal cap on, what would you do now to sort of change things for Arsenal? What would you do? What would you implement? What could you do?
Where do you start?
Yeah,
probably the easiest thing for Arsenal to do is leave now, man.
I want him to stay. It's great for us. It's great for us. I want him to stay.
Just leave at the end of the season.
Right, so,
A lot of people have been saying that.
Sometimes you have to quit while you're ahead, and he's not even ahead anymore. So you understand, but Sometimes I don't know. When you
just make that fresh input of ideas, because sometimes it gets all too samey. You know, it's the same manager.
That's what I'm saying. Because he only can think with his own head. You understand? So maybe he's exhausted all his thoughts and options. Someone else coming in and looking at the situation afresh would actually be able to bring a new idea and see it for what it is. Well, sometimes when you're in it, you can't necessarily.
Yeah, I think you need some fresh eyes for Arsenal.
He's done a lot. He's done a lot for the team. He's done great things.
But my concern is it a little bit too late for him? Because has he already somewhat destroyed his legacy of coming into Arsenal and making football attractive? Because he really did make attractive football.
I mean,
it's never too late.
It's. Do you know what? If I was to go into Arsenal tomorrow in any kind of senior capacity, I'll be telling the manager, please teach your players how to defend, because they've forgotten how to defend. There's two big problems there. Centre-backs ain't good enough. Yeah. And Xhaka is not good enough. He is not a good enough footballer to be playing for Arsenal Football Club. He was signed for a lot of money. You talk to any Arsenal fan out there, and look at me. When you're watching this, at Leon_man, at me about this. Xhaka, I want to know your thoughts, because I'm watching him. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it at all. I would play El Nini, because at least I know he's going to defend, give it simple. Xhaka's trying to do these outside the boot passes and all this nonsense. It's not happening for you. Xhaka, if you're watching, sorry man, I'm sure you're a nice person. Come at the team.
Right, enough slating Arsenal. You've started them off now. We'll have to talk. Let's talk Tottenham. How impressed have you been with them this season, Neil?
I mean, to be honest, the last 3 seasons, Tottenham Hotspur have been bang on fire, and it's down to a couple of individuals in many respects, and a team effort, of course. But Mauricio Pochettino is an incredible manager. What he's done in terms of work ethic around the team, having a very clear way of playing, recruiting in the right way has been sensational. Harry Kane is a phenomenon. He's one of the best strikers, if not the best striker in the world. In terms of the stats, back that up as well. He's a fantastic player.
I initially, when I saw him first season, I thought maybe he might be a one-hit wonder, but he's proven that he's obviously not.
He's banging. I give him that much. He's banging. I don't know if he's best
banging the goals, isn't he?
I mean, who's the best in the world? Let's have that discussion then.
I don't know, right striker now.
I think 2 of them are in the Premier League.
Kane's got more than Salah as a Liverpool man, you know that, right?
Yeah, just about. Just about. But the season ain't over.
True, that's true.
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, including the Champions League goals and all that, I think Salah slightly ahead.
31, I think.
31.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've got my
so he
stats
might have
wrong,
bragging rights. He might just have bragging rights.
I'll take that back.
But then 2, like you say.
Yeah, they're firing. Yeah, it's hard to call it.
And you know, the Premier League's blessed to have them 2 strikers. And in terms of Tottenham, you know, Moussa Dembele is just, you know, if you're a football fan, you cannot not like watching him, you know, because he just keeps the ball so well, his balance. He'll tell you, right, mate, I'm going over there. And you'll go, right, I'm going to prepare to stop you to go over there. And you will not stop him. That is how good he is. And I was watching a clip recently where the Tottenham players themselves were talking about who is the best player in your squad. And despite having Kane, Ali, Eriksson, all these fantastic players, Moussa Dembele, every single one of them said Moussa Dembele.
They all said Dembele was like the best player.
Yeah, but Tottenham this season has been outstanding in the absence of Toby Alderweireld. Yeah. You know, it's all coming together nicely. My concern is, obviously Manchester City have won the league, and the last 2 years Tottenham have been arguably the best team. And I know that Chelsea fans are going to get at me right now. Yeah. What do you mean? How can they be the best team? We won with the most goals, the best defence, etc. But actually, people watching football were saying actually Tottenham is the best team. And then we had the fairy tale from Leicester, which only Tottenham fans were unhappy with that. Because every single football fan loved that Leicester story, So have Tottenham lost their chance to win the league, their proper chance to the league in the last 2 seasons? Because Manchester City right now, this is the beginning. This is happening.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. It's definitely the beginning.
This is 10 years of domination.
I so wanted United to get Pep. I so wanted Pep so much because he's just got this tactical football brain. Like, okay, fair enough. People can say, been given a whole load of money to buy like really experienced, really good players coming through the system, but he knows how to get the best out of his players. He's just got something about him.
I agree, but one of the stats that I read on the paper the other day, apparently he's 100 million shy of what Sir Alex Ferguson spent in his entire career in terms of...
That's an interesting stat,
the thing has changed, though, isn't it? Because the money isn't... The players ain't getting bought for as much now.
Yeah, true, that's a good point.
So that's a kind of unfair statistic in a way.
Yeah, because I say 92, 93, 94, the players would have been what?
Cheap,
A lot cheaper, yeah.
9 million back then
something
is
like
probably
that,
about 35 million now. I think you've got to look at it in those terms.
Yeah.
But you've got to get the best out of these players. How many times have we seen players bought for big money
And they don't perform.
and they
Coutinho's doing it at Barcelona right now. Not to be not doing what
You
he was
guys
doing.
ain't missing him at all at the
Yeah,
moment.
that's right. We're fine, and sometimes that's it. Sometimes you take a big player out. Actually, you understand? Same thing actually happened with Barcelona when they took out Neymar. They still were firing without him. You understand? Firing just as much.
Yeah, because sometimes the bigger personalities, as soon as they're out, the other guys start to come out of the
Start to
shells a
shine,
little
yeah,
bit
that's right,
and sort of develop a
Couldn't
lot of
do-
niche for their own.
Yeah, they have to step up to the plate. In a way, so
It's going to be fascinating, the Premier League, for the next few years, because we obviously know City are flying,
Yeah.
Liverpool are on the up,
where
Tottenham have been on the up for the last
Yes,
3 seasons now. You know, Chelsea, they're always going to
they're
be
always there.
there or
Yeah,
thereabouts.
that's right.
Manchester United are beginning to sort it. Well, I don't know if I want
Kind
to go
of.
as
The
far
game
as
against,
got up
yeah,
and
but
down.
come on, guys.
Yeah.
The game against Chelsea yesterday. Okay, we won 2-1,
yeah.
but still, I think we've got a hell of a lot of way to go
Yeah,
at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, he spent a lot of money,
He spent
Mourinho.
so much money, and sometimes I feel as well like he doesn't play Pogba in the right position. You're not getting the best out of Pogba. Like, and this is the thing. Like a lot of people say, Mourinho, park the bus, all that. But we, as a United fan, when I used to, I started supporting United because of Old Sparky. That was my main reason. Do you know what I mean? And we just don't seem to be playing like it's not attractive. We're so
Attack.
boring
Yeah,
to
that's
watch.
right.
Like, it's not even
Attack, and then,
interesting. I'm not even interested in watching my own team.
This is the thing. I mean, if you're going to recruit Mourinho as the manager, then
You know what he does.
You know what's
Yeah.
next, you know what
it's going to be
He does
tight.
tactical and
It's tactical, and that's what you're going to get. But you know that he also brings trophies. But at what stage, when the trophies, aren't good enough, League Cup, would it be good enough?
That's
Things
what I
like
mean.
that.
Yeah.
Do we start asking bigger questions? So the next few seasons are going to be intriguing. There's a top 6 breaking into that top 6 now.
Yeah.
Is going to be difficult. Everton have got players, they've got budget, but to make that kind of come together is going to be a big challenge. But maybe Everton are the side that could be pushing.
Yeah.
That's why I say it's the most exciting league in the world, isn't it?
now, yeah.
Top 6,
Yeah, that's right.
16,
Best
very
player,
competitive, got the best managers, and they're slowly starting to get
But we're
a good crop of
attracting the
players.
best managers, definitely. People want to come and manage in the Premier League, I really hate when people still say Premiership now. I know it's a force of habit, but it's like, mate, it's the Premier League now, right?
It'd be very popular with the branding team in the Premier League right now.
Yes.
But despite saying all that, despite saying the top 6 is so competitive, etc., we still have Manchester City as runaway leaders. So next season
everyone's
really
still got a ball
will
in
be a
soccer.
test.
Yeah, that's right.
It will be a massive test next season to stay with Manchester City. But the teams are all pretty much equipped. I think Tottenham still lack a bit of depth. I think it'd be interesting with Chelsea. Well, let's see what's happening over the next few years.
Okay, just quickly, where do you think Liverpool need to improve?
Well, we was always shaking the back. That's kind of sorted out now. Keeper's still a bit of a question mark, but Clarice is stepping up. He's kind of getting better, so it's good to see how he's going to get on by the end of the season. I mean, to be honest with you, we're looking at the full outfit now. To be honest with you, we've got depth all the way across. So I think a big part of the problem was confidence, and now we've actually got confidence because we probably knew we were shaking the back. That kind of gives everyone in the team a bit of shake up. But now, confidence is flying. So when you're confident, even if you're not the best, but you're confident, you're winning.
And they said they've got the best fans in the
That's
world,
what we
haven't they,
do,
at
yeah.
Anfield. I mean,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
have
you
got that
definitely
song,
have.
yeah,
Yeah,
we've
that's
got
one thing I will say,
No,
definitely.
it's good, yeah.
Do you go and watch them much? Do you go and watch them much? You get time?
Yeah, when I get time, I know a couple of the footballers. We done a few of their parties. Fun enough, I went the other day to watch Arsenal when they won 4-1.
Oh, rub it in, go on.
Yeah, I went there. No, I went to watch Arsenal.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. I went.
Quite Olympus, what?
Yeah, I know, but my son's
That's
Arsenal.
right.
No, my son's Arsenal, so I took him.
Good lad.
So yeah, we went there the other days. But yeah, I go. Yeah, every now and again. That was Tesjay. Tez, they used to Arsenal. Yeah, they give me some tickets. I was in the box. What's
It's all right for some, isn't it?
Box
Who's leaving? What's this guy's name? Who's in his box?
Former player?
No, he's there, but he's leaving them.
Oh, he's
That guy.
But he got you in the
Well,
ground,
it was in
basically.
his box. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. So yeah, I go. I really get around a bit.
Oh, the Ox. Was it the Oxlade Chamberlain?
No.
No.
It weren't, I can't remember.
Okay.
It fails me, but hey.
Well, it's a great place to watch football, though, isn't it?
I don't know about that. My son there. I had a funny smell when I was there. I don't know what it was, but but hey, moving on.
And what's your plans in regards to with Heartless Crew? I think you got a gig this week, and you kind of like reformed again.
Man, we're joining back forces again. The unity is strength. So man, this weekend we've got a big gig in Manchester with Tiger from the US. They're flying Tiger over and Fuse ODG and a few other people. So yeah, that's a big gig. Man, and we've got like the whole festival season coming up. We're going to Austria and all these places like Ibiza and stuff like that. So yeah, man, gonna have fun with it, man.
Heartless Crew are back. Yes.
Back.
One thing I wanted to ask you, Heartless Crew.
Yes.
The name Heartless. If someone says Heartless, you think it's cold,
Yeah.
mean-spirited. Are you that kind of man?
No. It's, you know where
Where's the name come from?
The name back in the days when I thought of the name, it was like then it was all about having the most ferocious or scary kind of name. We were a sound system initially, so we took our the idea from like these Jamaican sound systems, Soul Love, Black Cat, Black Mafia, these kind of names. So when I came up with Heartless Crew, that name just stood out. Even now it sounds like there's nothing wickeder than that name.
Yeah, it sounds really inconsiderate.
But, but I mean, as grew on, we kind of changed the name, and the meaning is now our hearts in the music. So we're heartless because the music's still our heart.
That's nice. That's a good way.
Okay.
Put a nice little spin on it now.
Just like we're heartless hosts because our heart's in the show.
Yeah, could be it.
I totally get it. I totally get it.
Remix. You've got a sound bite. We're going to get you up on stage for us, man. We're going to Manchester this weekend if you're up for it.
Be up for a little bit of raving, old school raving.
A Liverpool supporter in Manchester. That should be interesting, shouldn't it?
Yeah, I've been up
Watch
there.
this space. That'll be good. Now, Leon, you're a man of many talents. Sports broadcaster, writer, filmmaker. Tell us a little bit about that.
Everything, really, didn't you?
Is there anything you can't do?
There's lots of things I can't do. There's lots. I
What's your
certainly can't
plans
MC
now?
because I had to go back in the day, and
I'm a really good MC, but I'll do something quickly after Leon. And then
Oh no!
Okay,
Right.
okay.
Okay. Well, I want to see this now. Stay tuned. I do a number of different things. Got a background as a sports journalist. Got a background as an anti-racism campaigner. I've made some films. Made 2 films for the BBC on Usain Bolt. Very proud of that. And a lot of my time now is spent. I've got a management company looking after some professional footballers playing the Premier League, and I do something called the Football Blacklist initiative, celebrating the black community, but for what they're doing off the pitch, because I believe that we celebrate quite rightly our black players on the pitch. They are icons, they're people for our community to aspire to. But what I worry about is when I look outside the different positions, be it a manager, CEO, director, doctor, therapist, we're not seeing black representation in the same way. So I want our young people to look around the game and go, do you know what? I haven't made it as a footballer. But do you know what? I'm going to be a doctor for Arsenal Football Club.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm going to be a teacher with the community, using football to teach a community about good things. And what we need to do is lift up these people as examples to the community to say, look, these people have done it, you can do it too. And actually, I'm excited about the future. Because if we can see more black chief executives, chairmen, owners of clubs, then we begin to see a better game. I believe a more diverse game in terms of who's running it will make for better business. It's been proven in the city. They're trying to do this. They're giving it a massive push. And if we can get that right, then our community truly will have a proper involvement in the game. We will not just be athletes. We will be decision makers and leaders in our own right.
And I know that's an issue close to your heart. The main representation in sport and media. And I read it was in the papers, 4 black managers across 92 professional football clubs. That's staggering, isn't it?
Well, it's gone up now. It's gone up now. It's gone up. It's 7, and there's rumours of Sol Campbell getting a job at Grimsby Town.
Yeah, I've heard
so
that.
But why the
we'll see.
disparity? Because, like you said, there's a lot of black footballers in the Premier League, isn't it?
That's shocking. I didn't know the statistics like that, but that is actually shocking.
It is really bad, but the thing is, it's funny because when I went to an evening with football legends, it was like Chelsea old school players, like they done like a Q&A, and I thought I'm just going to ask one question. I said, why do you think an Asian player has never made it? Quick response, because you're not good enough.
What?
So I'm standing there and I'm like, I can't say who said this, you know who I'm talking about. And I just, what do you say to that? How do I respond? I was so embarrassed as well. Because it wasn't like, you know, they're not good enough. You're not good enough. And
So-
I was like,
Well, there you go, Sonia. You've knocked the nail on the head there, because if that is the mindset of people from a particular background, and of course we can't say everybody's like that. Of course we can't. But if that is a mindset that exists, how are those young Asian
This
players
is what I mean.
even meant to get an opportunity at 9, 10, 11? How are those black former players meant to get a chance as a manager?
Without the opportunity.
Because if you know, what we need to do is break those stereotypes down. So when that guy comes back to you and says they're not good enough, you say, what about X, Y, Z? These people got opportunities, they went on to succeed. You know,
Yeah, no,
and then
definitely.
they won't have an awful lot to say. But you know, it's a generational thing. But that can't be an excuse. We can't go, oh, well, it's an old school generation, blah blah blah.
can't let that hold you back.
No,
really.
and
Yeah.
there can't be a reason not to have proper, uncomfortable discussions about this.
You have to
People
rustle
are
some
not
feathers, but that's just racist. How can you say they're not good enough to blanketing the whole?
So the whole room just went quiet, and nobody knew what to say.
blanket answer,
Even the
they're not
players
good
that was
enough.
with him just went quiet.
Yeah, no, that's
so
ridiculous, man. You understand? That's just like shutting it down and putting a full stop to it. You understand? About giving any chance. You understand? It's ridiculous. How can you say they're not? That's face it.
okay, guys, we're going to wrap this up. But what I would like you guys to do is just social media. If you just want to mention your social media, people get following these two. They're absolute legends. Leon, your Twitter, your Insta, go for it.
Do you know what? I've forgotten the actual handles, but if you put in the search, Leon Mann, it's not the white guy.
And yeah, follow me, MC Bushkin, on all the socials, and also follow my record label Bush Bash Recordings, Bush Bash Rex. Look out for us 2018, man. We're doing some big things.
Heartless Crew are back. And Ash?
It's AGOR28. Nice and simple.
And me, just at Slick Sport LTD. Oh, and at the bloody hell, the most important one, bloody hell, at the Footie Weekly. Bloody follow
In
us.
fact, I just realised I've changed it. It's actually Ash Gorsi now on my Twitter handle. So.
Oh, there you go, Ash Gorsi and at the Footie Weekly.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Cheers.
Original side, we got the vibe.